Hey, what's Jable Jables? Now, you guys know me. I have an affinity for the weird on the internet. And ain't nothing weirder than an early 2000s dance craze. You know, something that always gets me laughing when I think back on my days at God-fearing Catholic school is when we'd go to our school dances. Except, we wouldn't call them dances because we gotta save room for Jesus. We'd call them socials. Wow, my glasses are dirty. I cannot do this video with dirty glasses. Anyway, yeah, we'd have these dances. I was about 14, 13, and you know me, I was as smooth as sandpaper and about as hormonal as hormones. Anyway, here's a cursed image of what I looked like back when I was about 14. But I think back on this time and I remember a certain dance where people would watch me crank it, watch me roll, and watch me Superman that hoe. By the way, I looked up what Superman that hoe means, and it turns out it is actually older than the song, and even better than that, it has an entry on Urban Dictionary. When you Superman that hoe, you nut on a hoe's back while she is sleeping. He then attaches a sheet to hoe's back using the cum in such a manner that when she awakes, the semen will have dried, and she will have a cape. Like Superman. Oh yeah, I'm certain a woman would love that. Soulja Boy, charmer since day one. Oh my god. Why isn't Supermaning more popular? I mean, I have some pretty obvious claims as to why it would not be popular, but, you know, Soulja Boy is an entrepreneur. He's on the cutting edge. But he's a man of many talents. Let's be real here. One of my favorite talents of Soulja Boy is the ability to vanish for a better part of a decade, to then only reappear to try and sell me fake AirPods and stolen Nintendo games. You know, Soulja calls himself an entrepreneur, but in reality, he's more like a kid selling stolen Minute Maid, and then when Coca-Cola comes up to collect their taxes, he's like, oh, I'm trying to help the black community. Like the fuck you are. You're as much an entrepreneur as my aunt who got caught up in like a pyramid scheme. Come on, bud. So I was gonna spend this video looking at Soulja Boy's products on his website, but I can't do that. You see, I've gone to the website periodically at different times, and there have been times where I've gone to the website and the website has been down. So I can't look at his products. So I just want you to close your eyes and think in your head what the website would look like. Are you doing that? I want you to think of malware. If you can think of that, you pretty much got what the site looks like. Fucking look more like off-brand than off-white. Alexa, how old is Soulja Boy?
Soulja Boy is 28 years old. He was born on July 28, 1990.
28. He's actually 28 years old. This man's 28 years old and he's selling electronics that I get at like the bargain bin at Big Lots. What the fuck? No, but I really do love the idea of Soulja Boy saying he's a businessman, because he just wants to break into anything related to electronics, but without doing any of the hard work it takes to break into one of the most competitive fields on planet Earth. Seriously, Soulja Boy is as much an entrepreneur as Shane Dawson is a documentarian. Also, I know I'm gonna get comments saying that I'm hating on Soulja Boy's hustle and that I don't get it. And to those people, you're an idiot. You are, okay? If you comment that, I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna insult you, okay? That's exactly what I'm gonna do, because if you think that Soulja Boy is a legitimate businessman with the products he's selling, you clearly have awful taste. Well, maybe not awful taste, but like no standard of quality or barrier to entry on anything you buy. Like, you always think the cheap store brand version is the superior version because it's cheaper. Just because something's cheap does not mean it'll taste good. And I am so cheap, I squeak when I walk. But like, shit, you don't see me buying like honey nut flavored cereal O's. Like, I buy Cheerios. I understand. I am being kind of mean to Soulja Boy, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. I do really enjoy his antics. You know, I enjoy the zany, wacky behavior he's having. He got into beef with Nintendo. Like, he tried to start rapper beef with the company that makes games like this. I enjoy weirdos on the internet. There's something incredibly captivating about Tila Tequila saying she's a god, or Copper Cab screaming into his Twitter videos about how somebody said something that he didn't like about people who identify as mayonnaise, of which both of them will get videos eventually, but I want to do more work for that, so, you know, we're just having a lighthearted day with Soulja Boy. Anyway, Soulja Boy has amazingly enough stayed relevant post Soulja Game console Nintendo lawsuit, only thanks to the stock photo pilfer himself, Jake Paul. So I guess the two are gonna box in the rematch at KSI versus Logan Paul, and yeah, I don't care. Unfortunately for Soulja and Manila Paper Personality, Soulja Boy doesn't have the funds to fight Jake Paul. They offered up like a 20 million bet or something ridiculous in money that I have no idea how to conceptually understand because I'm poor and in college debt. So like whether or not any of that fight is even gonna happen, that's pretty much up in the air. I'd like to see it happen, but I also don't like giving Soulja Boy the satisfaction of a quick way back to fame. Well, honestly, it seems like the die's already been cast. I'm sitting here making a video about it, so that's how life works. I make a video on it, somebody becomes infinitely more famous, so it's a good time. But it doesn't stop there with the entrepreneurial pursuits of this young man, Soulja Boy, because Soulja wants to start an esports team. Okay, clearly, I'm certain you can handle the managerial task of a pro Overwatch or League of Legends team. How hard could it be? You just tell them, go play, guys. Go nuts. Just like in the yesteryears. Nobody can tell me that they can look at Soulja Boy and go, yeah, that man has played countless hours of League of Legends. I don't know why, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that plays League of Legends. And with that introduction of the Twitter, I have to announce what Soulja Boy's pinned tweet is on his Twitter account, which is one of my favorite tweets I have ever seen of all time. In this world, you either crank that Soulja Boy, or it cranks you. You know, if that was posted out of context with a beautiful skyline and I had no idea it was Soulja Boy, I might actually think, man, that's inspirational. That's beautiful. I have no fucking clue what it means, but I'm very much inspired. I'm ready to chase my dreams, but I'm ready to do whatever it takes to sell my Soulja pods in before Soulja merch becomes a pyramid scheme. And yes, obviously, I mean, he actually legitimately tried to start beef with Nintendo. His Nintendo tweets were taken down, but this is the internet, so they weren't gone forever because everybody screen capped them, because who the fuck wouldn't? And obviously, if I was his lawyer, I would tell him, shut up, don't say anything, don't do it. And he has, for the most part, except for whenever he goes on an interview and somebody tells him not to talk about it or what's going to happen with it. He has to say, my lawyer told me not to say anything about that. But with these tweets, all within a few minutes of each other, Nintendo ain't going to do shit. If Nintendo was going to do something, they would have first day. My console's not going anywhere. Everything I'm doing is 100% legit. Stay mad and I'll keep getting richer. It's so funny, y'all don't know how business works. Lamau, nothing's gonna happen. Why y'all not bitching about the other companies selling consoles? What? Who the fuck else is selling Nintendo games on their Nintendo consoles? What are you talking about? Y'all don't want to see a black man get money, Lamau. Try and snitch on me, but I'm not doing nothing wrong. Haha, eat a dick. We're at 5 million sales. Okay, this has nothing to do with your race. The fact that you're pulling the race card so early is just a travesty. You know, I'm brown, I'm Hispanic, both my parents are Hispanic, but I don't sit here and immediately come right out of the gate with saying, guys, my opinion or my decisions are worth more because I am not a white person. Don't try and make people criticizing you be racist. Like, that's what you're trying to paint him out to be. You legitimately made a bad decision, you fucking moron. Oh, but don't worry. I don't scare him because y'all don't scare me. I'm Soulja Boy. Fuh. I don't know what that stands for because I'm not a millennial. You know how it is. Boy, needless to say, these tweets didn't go over well. What kind of dystopian future am I living in? This is ridiculous. Like, he actually started beef with Nintendo. Even weirder than that, like, Soulja Boy did a song with the Cash Me Outside girl, who is like infinitely more important than me now. Like, what? Granted, we did that. We did that, guys. I'm disappointed in all of us, and I hope we never make one of those again. God, I live in a cyberpunk dystopia, but it's just less powers and more people complaining on Twitter than rioting in the streets. Maybe that depends where you go. This is one of my favorites, though. It's a quote from the man himself. I'm not dumb. I can tell when some funny shit's going on. 100. Man, I guess when Nintendo issued that cease and desist, that was not funny anymore. Now was it? Now, while I was writing this script, the Soulja Boy merchandise electronics website went back online. It did get an update, so it doesn't look as hideous. Until you get to the fonts, I can barely read anything on the site. It looks that bad. And while I'd love to spend the rest of this video looking at the Soulja content, the Soulja merch, I'm not gonna do that. This video has to get 2K likes if you want to see me go through and look at the Soulja merchandise. This is totally different from JonTron, because I can't afford to buy it. I mean, I could. It's actually that cheap, which can't be a good sign, but I also don't think it'll be delivered to my house, so I'm not. 2K likes! Make it happen! Or don't. If you don't, whatever. I don't know what I'll do. Anyway, in the meantime, follow me on social media. Everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, when Soulja Boy was popular.